Good morning. Welcome to another Monday morning update. I like saying that with Steffani and Rozella over in Spokane. Actually, it looks like maybe Deer Park, Washington today, ladies. Is that correct?
Yep. Deer
Okay.
Park it
And
is.
we were talking in the wintertime in Deer Park. Just one quick question. What's the temperature and weather outside?
Ooh, it warmed up. It's actually, we have a heat wave coming next week. It's insane. Last week was negatives below zero. And then today it's like a nice 30. Her baby's eating a napkin. It's a nice 32 degrees out, I think. 33. I lied. 33 degrees out right now. But next
Not
week,
even
guess what it's
freezing.
supposed to be? 50 degrees next week.
Wow.
What?
It is
With
going to be
rain.
balmy. That's
What?
amazing.
50 degrees and rain.
It's gonna be a mess.
It's going to be a
It's like
mess.
a mess. Yes.
Well, let's dive into some history. I've been really enjoying our historical romp around Spokane and areas like that. What are we going to talk about today?
What area?
The Emerson-Garfield area. I don't know what this one was.
I know that name, but I'm not even sure where it's at.
A lot of people aren't really as familiar that this area is even called the Emerson-Garfield area. It didn't even officially become a neighborhood until 1977. So it is still a pretty old area. Your face still looks surprised.
Well, I'm learning. I'm just thinking 77, that's been a little while. Yeah. Okay.
But considering it actually started in 1883, the fact that it didn't even get known until 1977, that's almost 100 years of
That took a while.
Being under the radar.
Emerson-Garfield area actually became a neighborhood based on around, I guess I should say, Corbin Park. Corbin Park was bought by D.C. Corbin, just a guy with the railroad and mining who had come to the Spokane area. And it was actually where the city hosted their fairs from 1887 all the way until 1899.
Really?
Yeah, and then in 1899, the city bought it and turned it more into a city park. But they also utilized it as a dog track for many, many years along with the fairs.
A dog track being a racing track or just a...
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Exactly what you think there. So anyways, the Corbin Park area is actually a lot, or not Corbin Park, Emerson-Garfield area is actually a lot bigger than one might think. But if you're driving down Monroe, you're familiar with where Garland District is?
I am, but our audience may not be. Go ahead and tell us.
They might not know, but Garland District in the middle of Spokane, Emerson-Garfield is the next neighborhood south of the Garfield District. Okay. It's going to be like Monroe goes down the middle of it. Corbin Park is going to be just to the east of it. And then Northwest Boulevard is also going to run through Emerson-Garfield neighborhood.
Okay. All right. I kind of know where you're at.
Yeah. Gotcha. So that kind of gives you a good idea in the community where it's sitting at. And even though like the park was there in the 1880s, a lot of the homes didn't even develop until the 1900s. And then throughout the 1900s, it kind of picked up. And then I believe in the 1990s is when it had its last like big neighborhood boom, you could say. But that was still over, like 35 years ago. So not so new anymore.
Gotcha.
There we are. Fun fact, also, the first home that I had bought in was in the Emerson-Garfield area, and it was like a 1912 home. And so it was super cute. Lots of craftsmanship.
That was your first home?
I bought it for $97,000.
And when was that, Rozella?
Ooh, like 8 years ago, 2016.
Okay.
Oh, almost 9 years ago.
How long did you own that home?
1 year. Flipped it. Oh. Bought it for 97, and it was right when the housing market was starting to pick up, and then sold a year later for like 150.
Whoa. Was that your first real estate investment?
Yes, technically, and that is the reason why I actually wanted to become a realtor, is because flipping that house and then doing the projects and the work on it was a lot of fun, and just seeing the growth and the investment was very cool. But so that area, because it has some older homes, is a good area. A lot of the homes have already been kind of flipped and developed. but also around where Corbin Park is, those main homes are all really historical homes that are registered. There's actually, I think, like 8 registered homes for on the historical site for that community.
Okay.
Yeah, but
we actually just did a walk at Wednesday 2 weeks ago at a house that's over in the Emerson-Garfield area, and it was super cute. Like,
yeah.
and there's just tons of like little craftsmen.
Mhm.
One of the first houses that I sold in real estate is over in that. I totally forgot about that house. It was a wild one. Yeah, it was a cute house. They came in and they flipped it as well, and there's nothing on like utilities wise. It was the middle of winter. It was negative degrees. I didn't know water could freeze up out through spigots and stuff. It was really fun.
Yikes.
But yeah, there's a lot of fun, cool properties that are over in that area.
And I will say Monroe Street, the city has gone through on Monroe Street, which is going to be your main road that runs through Emerson-Garfield community. And the last, like, I would say 5 years, they redid the road and they came in and put in a lot of work to develop and bring in good business and just more growth to that community. I know there's even like 2 community gardens not far that are within that same neighborhood that you can use. Yeah, so it has a lot of things that bring people to that community because of the shopping on Monroe Street. There's antiques. It's very eclectic. They're very big on our history.
There's food, all sorts of like little mom and pop shops and stuff as well. So yeah, it's a good little area.
That's like a good area.
So for what's on the market in the neighborhood,
there you go.
What do we got there?
On the high end, I was surprised when I was like, wait, what? 1.5 million for one.
Whoa.
Yes,
Wow.
and that's gonna be a multi-zone basically because it's commercial storefront, but with a home that's 1,600 square feet and a 2-car garage. So multi-purpose.
Yeah. The store, the commercial building actually sits on Monroe Street. And that's a 2,200 square foot commercial building on Monroe Street.
What do you know what it is currently?
It's not currently a store. It's not operating as a store currently. They do need a little love. They're older buildings, so it is as is. So you do have to put in a little sweat equity there. But for $1.5 million, you get, a 1,600 square feet.
You can live right next to your business. Yeah. There's a distinct shut off. One time, full time, all the fun things.
So you actually have a commercial building on the same lot as the residential building?
Yeah, I think within the purchase, I think there's 3 active lots.
Okay.
Like separate parcel numbers.
They're separate parcels, but it's all one property. Yes.
Okay, that's good because financing that would be really a challenge in a residential loan, given the commercial aspect there.
And then on the low end,
well, that bad boy's coming in at basically $195.
Oh.
And you have to sign a waiver just to go look at it.
I don't know that I would ever live in it, and I don't know that I would ever sell it to someone to live in it until you put in some little love labor.
That sounds like your typical flip fixture kind of property, maybe.
It's massive.
I would tear it down if it didn't catch on fire beforehand.
Okay.
And I'm not licensed, but that's just saying if you have to sign a waiver to even enter it because it's so dangerous to even get inside of it to show it.
Oh, wow.
That says a lot about its structural integrity.
It doesn't mean that it's necessarily structurally dangerous. It could be a lot of different things.
Mold, mildew,
cat,
know.
But there's so many things that it could be.
But let's say you did want to buy a livable home within that area at the lowest point. That one was coming in at $225.
Okay. All right.
So if you wanted something livable, $225.
That's pretty good given the Spokane average, right?
Yeah, it's a little home. It's going to be a 2-bed, 1-bath. So it's pretty small, but it was livable, good move-in.
But not oddly, I guess, reassuringly that the average price in the Emerson-Garfield area too is still sitting around the average price of Spokane, which was the 420s.
Okay.
Yeah, 422 is its average. So it's a healthy community with good homes.
I'm going to pay more attention to this area when I'm next in Spokane. You guys have to give me a little tour. It sounds kind of interesting.
You've driven through it many a times. I can assure you.
You just didn't know you were there. You were
exactly.
Corbin Park, a lot of people, I guess it's like a hidden gem. I don't know why a lot of people know about it, but then again, you're like, a lot of people don't know about it. It's a really fun park for like, I was telling her about it, trick or treating, because we used to live so close, we would trick or treat there. And we went back even after we moved out of the area to trick or treat there. The historical homes around it, they decorate, they do big decorations, and you can just make one loop, which is 1 mile, right about a mile long if you make the horse track loop, but you're on the outside, so you're going a little extra there.
Got it.
You do a quick loop and then you're out of there, but it's a cute area for sure.
That sounds cute. Good. That's an interesting one. I like this one, ladies. I
You
want to see
drive
it
by
more.
it the next time you're in town.
I'm going to go check it out.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for our historical walk through Corbin Park and tell me what the area is.
Emerson-Garfield.
Emerson-Garfield. All right. I like it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for walking
Okay,
with
ladies,
us.
we'll catch you next time, shall we?
Yep.
We shall.
All right. Take care.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.